All right, let's bring in our senior political reporter, Jason Whiteley, to put this in context. I'm hearing all kinds of reasons for what's causing this. Any insight into what's going on?
Yeah, Chris, I'm hearing that the bottom line for this is staffing, that Southwest is experiencing what so many companies are all across North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, and all across the country as well. It just can't find enough people to handle so many of these jobs. A veteran insider says that he looked at the data. There's nothing unusual about the number of sick calls over the weekend, vacation requests, or employees refusing overtime. What is different? At Southwest, like so many places, the staff is thinner. It's leaner than it was pre-pandemic, so they have fewer people to work with. If something goes awry, there are just less people who can really, get in there and fill in the wings.
Yeah, I know the airline also saying weather was a problem in Florida. I'm just wondering, on Sunday, I think American and Spirit canceled 2% of their flights.
Yeah.
But are Southwest flying through different weather than other airlines?
It's a great question because Jacksonville is not that big of a destination, obviously, and that's where a lot of it that Southwest is saying originated, and they did have some weather there. But keep in mind, American, Delta, United, they're all hub and spoke systems, so they have a major city and they fly flights to and from there. Southwest is different. It's always had the point-to-point. A flight takes off from Dallas, makes 4 stops before it gets to Miami. That flight then goes on to New York the following day. So that's one situation there. But 10 years ago, when Southwest acquired AirTran, it got a huge chunk of the market in Florida and the entire Southeast. So 40%, almost 40% of all Southwest traffic, all Southwest Airlines jets go through Florida each day. A lot of their crews are based there. That just compounded to the problems.
Yeah, and I know the FAA said there were no air traffic related cancellations since Friday. So a lot of people calling into question some of the reasons behind this. Any idea when Southwest gets back to something resembling normal?
They were hoping yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, right? I mean, that's how much stress there is right now at Southwest Airlines headquarters over there at Love Field. Today is obviously better than yesterday. There were, a third of all Southwest Airlines flights today, a third were delayed, but far fewer cancellations. Southwest said it is going to reduce the number of flights it's flying for November and December. So if you're looking to go ahead and make some flight reservations to go see the family somewhere, go ahead and look at that sooner rather than later. There'll be fewer flights, at least for Southwest, because it wants that staffing cushion. And the last thing we want to point out, just found out a few minutes ago that Gary Kelly will be on Good Morning America tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. You can see what he has to say right here on WFAA, 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Wow, and all this happening before we really see the impact of that COVID vaccine mandate and whether that affects how many people stick with these airlines.
And at the end of the day, I'm hearing that, pilots, mechanics, ground crew, flight attendants, they have good jobs. These are good paying jobs. They don't want to get, I don't want to say that, some of them don't want to get the vaccine or might be hesitant about the vaccine, but at the end of the day, everyone is telling me, even if they don't want the vaccine, they don't want to give up their job in lieu of that. So whether that impacts anything, we're going to wait and see.